Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting it from the Boise State Esports Arena, and welcome to the Esports Tower Valorant Rumble. Tonight we have three fantastic show matches, starting with the finale of our Esports Alumni versus the Esports Members Face-Off. I'm your host, Brandon Kozianski. Joining me to call the action today is Greg Old Soul Smith. And Greg, with these conditions in the arena, what do you think these players are going to be up to?
Oh, well, they're going to have a good time, nose to the crosshair type, straining to really get those shots in. I'm interested in the dynamic between the alumni and the current players.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see some old school strats be pulled out.
And then the last two times these guys have faced, the Esports Tower members have actually beat the alumni the last two times. So maybe tonight is kind of that one time where they can kind of come back and be like, hey, wait a minute. It's not this big of a gap. But of course, we can kind of show you the storylines for this week, which is we have three show matches tonight. The first game is a game of 3 of the Esports Tower alumni versus the current ET members. Second is a 4v4 face-off on Split, including appearance from Coach Halter. And of course, the third is a final show match between the Wolves and the Mammoths. So here are our team's today's competitors. And of course, they should also think about the Docs Keys of the game, which is presented today by Esports Tower. Scroll pro advice at esportstower.com. In Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, span and peek wisely, count cards, call abilities, and click those heads. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up, and that is brought to you by Esports Tower. So now, Greg, the first map we're going to is none other than the Ascent, which, I mean, I think both the current members and the alumni have played quite a bit of it. I would argue the alumni have played it a lot more because I think we saw a lot of the players who are now alumni play in that. We saw them play Ascent a lot more than we kind of do today.
Yeah, it was like one of the first newer maps, right? There was like the original 3, and we pretty soon after got Ascent. Like, it's the warm-up area. It's the, the traditional go-to. It's got a little bit of everything. It's a nice feel out. So it'll be nice to get like what I think is going to be like a boilerplate baseline feel for the difference in play styles between these two. Coming back after what we saw last week, before we dive into crazy things like Split.
Yeah, I could see definitely either the alumni or the current members kind of going with more of an aggressive strategy here. I think last week we kind of saw, play a little default action here, but I could definitely see them being a little bit more aggressive in terms of that attack, in terms of, just having that 5 kind of overload to A or B, maybe a little bit of mid-control with, kind of seeing how they're going, but of course we can only see by doing that, so we'll get into that. Esports Tower Vitamin Shop, you can always scan that QR code on the screen right there, and Vitamin Shop has everything a gamer could need. Scan the QR code now to check out their latest products. And of course, for the Barracudas, they have Prestige and, just Prestige. I think they have Kinetic as well, so definitely kind of have that duo, that 1-2 on their team.
And Avian as well.
Exactly.
Avian's been a pretty big one.
Yep, and of course the alumni have kind of been saying, after the pair of losses, the biggest thing they're kind of focusing on here is try to take fights where they have large number advantages. So we'll see kind of how they end up playing that on the Ascent. Because, the biggest thing is you always kind of go into a game having a plan. Now the problem is, or I guess the kind of variable there is how accurate is that? You're going to go into a plan, but how much do you actually execute it, and, do you stick with it as well? And we're going to see the stage locked in from Cabin, which... Ascent Sage is definitely something that we've seen in terms of pro play a little bit more.
Yeah, there's some good trick
a lot of good angles, and she has a lot of good wall spots for kind of that safe post plan areas.
Yeah, a little bit of, dare I say, like fortification to it.
Yeah, especially for A main as well, kind of having that one corridor you can kind of slow and have that wall makes it a lot harder for people to ever rush that site. It makes it basically, almost you can't rush it.
It does shut down a real B rush too, especially considering AoE and that garage is so strong.
Yeah.
If they're too far forward, and that wall is very, very
Choose your
pen.
agent.
Hopefully we get to see the 5-stack chamber. That's a good run.
I wonder if it's one of those things where they're doing the 5 chambers so it's randomized. Oh.
Ooh, let's see it.
Yeah, so they are going to do the randomized. So we're going to see...
They didn't get a hideous build, right?
Unless they're all that good at kind of like switch. They definitely swapped at the very last second. I'm going to be real here.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, hold on a second.
That's way too convenient.
Prestige on Sage. Are we going to see some battle Sage?
We saw Prestige play that Sentinel role kind of last week. So definitely could see him kind of playing that Sage on this map as well.
Avian on Reyna does not surprise anybody.
Yeah, and then Kinetic, of course, either playing
Kinetic
the Raze or, usually that duelist player of the Phoenix that we've seen in the past.
Yep.
I think Raze is kind of the new character that he's been really kind of working on. So.
Kinetic loves high-paced gameplay.
Yeah. The Neon, used to play only, basically.
Yep.
But now
Yeah, I
we
was
get
going
in
to
the
say,
game.
this is a nice random, but
Yeah.
last second. Using that Riot 3 to keep us on our toes.
Exactly, the Riot 0. Oh, they kind of want to make a tank out of Kinetic, I see.
Okay.
They dropped him a Frenzy. I don't know if he actually bought armor or not, but we'll see. No.
We talked about the difference between kind of defaulting and 5-man rushing. Changing that pace or maybe the aggression is also kind of deciding where you want to put your eggs in the basket in terms of round timing. If you're okay with a very end round gameplay importance, so a lot of like retake, making the initial take a little bit simpler and putting more of the game on the end.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to be seeing that here.
Mammoths gets a kill into Avian, though. It's the first kill. The biggest thing is to note here is Barracudas have a Viper, so that means that they don't really have too much, I guess, variability when it comes to once he puts the Viper Wall down. But it doesn't matter because they got the thing down and the Viper Wall went down. They got 2 kills out of that. So, ooh, Prestige going on the top of his wall and getting a kill in the cabin as well. Now it's a 4v1 against E. And Prestige gets another one for the 3K for the first round.
Yeah, it looks like Mammoths had some people sitting backseat who are ready to take on that post-plant fight, and some people trying to arrest the push itself. And in that split, Barracudas were able to play the numbers game and took away the first point. Can they snowball it into a second and third, as we oftentimes see?
Yeah, I am really curious to kind of see how this Viper ends up working for the Barracudas. The biggest thing is, obviously, it's nice for like when you're kind of rushing and going all into sight. But the thing is on Ascent, a lot of times a strat is kind of, let's overload A, but then we're going to kind of go back and rotate to a different site. But with Viper, they can still do that. They just won't have smokes with it,
Ooh, Reskin with a very forward hold has caught someone in an awkward spot with a headhunter. Easy catch there, taking Avian out of the game. They're going to play it forward. Ooh, did not expect that second round of Marshall to be peaking right on top, but not off the contact.
Oh,
Wishes just caught bad timing. Yeah. Kinetic doing excellent with that gun. That's going to be a very nice bonus if they can keep that rolling. They've kind of taken the site, but this time Mammoths is letting them do it. They're staying back behind the Viper Wall, and they're ready to retake, but it doesn't even look like Barracudas want that.
Yeah, I mean, the Kinetic got a push in there, and I think Kinetic heard members of Mammoths kind of rotating through spawn, or, that area. And is now going up there. Great satchel there, but E is kind of waiting nearby with a shorty. Does have the boombot to clear through the smoke, but it looks like he's just kind of looking at the moment. And instead they're going to go back to A because Procedural was looking through tree, gets 2 kills, and now it's just another 4-to-1 situation where E is kind of just sitting there, but only has a shorty.
Ooh, Kinetic is playing very with the utility instead of like very far behind it. He's just feeling very high-paced.
Oh, close, but Prestige gets 4.
Good use of those Omen smokes, which last quite a while.
Yeah, trying to get a shorty kill at the very end there. Gets Prestige quite low, but unfortunately doesn't finish it off. The one thing that was, I think I liked about Barracudas there is their kind of discipline. They got a kill, but they knew that people were overloading to A, and since they could have potential shorties and stuff like that, they played it really slow, playing these angles, wait till they got a pick, and then they finally rotated to A site. But now Mammoths get a full buy here with guns, so we'll see what they end up doing with these. Although we're going to see E with a Guardian. Oh, Resting gets a kill right away. Milk does trade back with Gorkles. Kinetic gets a kill onto E right away.
Quick First Bloods just on pointer placement.
Yeah, gets on the site. Does get shot from the side there, so they at least know where Reskin is. But they do have the back of sight. Bo wasn't technically cleared by Barracudas, but they could kind of assume through how they killed the first person, E, right there. So
right. They would have had to have, that makes it, what, 4 members on B site?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4, one of the 2.
So.
Oh, good grenade. Gets a lot of damage out. And Prestige with the knife at the same time. Gets 3 as well onto Cabin. And it looks like Barracudas are definitely coming out swinging.
Definitely so. We've made it into real gun rounds now. We've already got, I think, an op on the field. I believe I saw that chamber with an op. Yeah,
I can definitely see it. I mean, the Barracudas right now are definitely showing that, hey, we are the current players of Esports Tower, and it is not even closer now. The gap is too big.
Are really telling the old guys to sit down. Mammoths, though, a 3-0 just sounds so much worse than a 2-1.
Yeah, so and I mean, the biggest thing was that was their buy round last round. They got kind of rolled over on. I mean, it was a 3. I think they had 3 members alive or even 4. And they get guns now, so their eco is looking good.
Utility in. A good slow to arrest this. Going to drop the Boombot. It's just so they can still make some progress on this site, even though they can't push themselves in. Nice lift
wall,
up. Really
yeah.
caught one off surprise. Didn't quite close on that kill, though. They did scare him away. They're able to take this space now. Kinetic recognizes that TP. Avian
He's
really
going
catches
in.
on it. Oh, just diving into the rat's nest. Nice
good grenade.
AoE.
Gonna get, yeah, so he's just gonna die to the nade there.
Yeah, good cooperation there, especially Avian. Important for Avian not to get caught by that nade.
There is the chamber op.
Playing from afar. Try to close in on him here.
I actually think Fade has it right now at the moment.
And just a good 2-look on Rezkin.
In a flawless.
Yeah, and Spike was dropped as they just cleared straight through side and continued to take more and more space that they didn't even need. Right? They could have gone with a defensive look on this and like, oh, we have the space. Let's let a retake happen. Let's take some cheeky corners. Let's get some 50-50 set up. But no, they just kept walking right through.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, and they have an operator on top of that now. Trying to look for the boop, and they're going to boost him on top of the... Oh, nope. One more time. One more time. There it is.
Yeah.
We'll get on top, and here we go. Now they're playing the corner here.
This has been E's default position now. Trying a different place each time,
him.
trying to get something good.
Oh.
Whoa. And Prestige right back to it.
Yeah, Prestige had his utility out there. But luckily he has the ult, and now he's going to boost him back up, see if they can get anyone on site. Oh.
Looks away just.
Once again, trades again, though. Prestige, you know what? Kinetic, you might be dying twice in the same round, but at least they're both getting kills on.
At least it's right behind Prestige. Yep.
Oh, Prestige almost got a 4K there. 3v1. Oh, it hits him a little bit. Oh, wow. Nice shot by Milk there.
Yeah, that was very thin. And Wishes was already under fire just from that that ice wall up earlier.
They knew the general direction of where he was. I'm really enjoying the Sage pick right now, at least for Prestige. He's using a lot of cool angles to help his team get in those advantageous kind of spots. Like we saw in A-Main, use it to get some leverage. Other than that, had a great res into basically just getting another kill off of it.
And the res was quick. It was immediate. We could tell that that wasn't necessarily a bait, but that he's practiced with it. Like, this is not an uncomfortable pick for him.
Okay, so Rezkin has the I guess the increased operator, the true to force here.
Op plus. Mammoths closing in a little bit. You can see their posture is ready to accept this Barracuda push.
Okay, here comes the showstopper.
Oh. A little target switch ended up not getting anything. So Prestige.
That's a good swing by them as well to kind of get that off angle for him.
Ult for ult. E making their way in. A good paranoia. Really backs Kinetic off of that choke point there. The Viper wall still providing so much support,
good
though.
Grenade.
Again and again. That wall just does so well for both sides. It's a tricky give and take, right? It's hard for them to push back to you, but you can't see when they're throwing utility through it. E now knows where one was, takes it, backs off. Good discipline. Wish is trying to make their way in. I don't think they know that one's right on top. Good response, though.
Okay, 1v2, Kinetic. Now they know his position.
Oh, too good. Using that Boombot not for its own damage, but as a crosshair bait.
Almost, yeah.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Can we say that Cabin recognized the win con and was not focused on the kill, but still got him off the spike? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a way to spin this that wasn't BM.
I love how Kinetic was just, hey, he knew it was over. He won the round, so he thought, might as well go for it. He missed it, though, twice.
Yeah.
So we did see that. But it's now 6-0 for the Barracudas. They are definitely feeling on one at the moment. And looking pretty, honestly, looking pretty unstoppable at the moment. They're playing clean. I mean, I think their fundamentals right now are just really taking over. Like Prestige kind of peeking with the showstopper there because he knew that, Rezkin would probably be looking at the showstopper rather than at the usual angle. Aiden gets a kill round to E immediately.
Oh, my goodness. So fast. Which we know because of their default so far means big B pressure. So they already are flowing away from A and that just opens up tree so easily. Korklaz now has to walk slow around all these comfortable angles because just like that, they could be anywhere. Does take one.
Oh, the timing. Ooh.
Kinetic. Yeah, good timing to play off that contact, find another one. Prestige has already totally claimed a turf. They're already getting that plant down. Cabin looking to find some reinforcements, but it's just not the angle.
Oh, wow, he actually gets out alive. Milk gets the op kill now, and all Wishes has is a Ares. Ooh. And Kinetic is going to take his Phantom and peek that in a faster manner. And
that's always rough when you lean back in your chair and you're grabbing your water and you see someone's rezzing you in the most dangerous point on the map, and you're like, what's going on, guys?
See, sometimes if I ever play Sage, I'm kind of like that too. I'm like, I'm just going to res. Like, I'm getting it off. I'm getting it off. And you might die, but if I get a kill off of it or vice versa, we'll take it. He actually lived through it, though. I mean, the res actually wasn't bad, if you think about it.
Did he get a kill from it, or did he just res
no,
have to back off?
No, he res backed off and then peeked and inside died on op.
That's kind of a feed. I'm not.
Happens.
E trying to get revenge from last round.
Yeah.
Not too greedy. Good to not be too greedy. That was gunfire on the other site, though, so he could have just been called off that site. Korklaz goes down. So does Cabin. Avian Kinetic feeling good, walking right on in. They found their one. Avian caught right outside the dismiss. Rezkin doesn't feel too greedy, still just hanging on this spot. Finds another one, and that spike down. Again, though, Kinetic pushing up the stairs just keeps finding people. Nice response to E.
Get his knife out.
Well, Kinetic, I mean, threw the nade behind and then walked off screen.
Yeah, but he was walking with a knife. He was going to go knife him.
Which, this isn't CSGO. You don't get extra money for knifing. They're really
just pure
styling on the 0 to 7.
Oh, absolutely. They knew where he was, then he TP'd out.
E looking for something extra funky here. Is going to defend the spike from the other side.
Oh, Resin to back up.
Is that a 1v3 now?
Yeah.
He's not looking great, and they know
exactly where he is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that TP, it always feels like a good idea until you realize you're live to all 3 angles.
Well, it's just like, hey, I don't want to shoot this right now, so I'm going to TP on top and just hope that something works out.
Right. Like, the book says that you should knife the wall and then TP through that gap to a safer spot, maybe behind Jenny, but nobody has time for that when they're sitting on top of the spike. So he was just put in a rough position there.
I just love
fend for his life against both of them up top.
Atlas for Barracudas is just 2 and 3. He's there to put his utility down. He's there to plant the bomb, the spike, and then he's there to just stay alive. He doesn't partake in the shenanigans.
No. He's recognized his value.
He's like, I'm here to win the round.
Somebody's got to plant the spike.
Someone's got to do it.
Do you guys not know how this game works?
Milk gets a kill onto E once again. Has the seeds from Wishes. Gets a decent amount in there and forces it off a raise.
Yeah, interesting that E as the controller plays such a forward role in the defense on B side. Feels like he always goes down first.
Yep. Milk gets another kill on to the Mammoths, and the Barracudas are now up 5-3. Okay. Oh, almost got 2 there, yeah.
Wishes was respecting the playstyle he had already picked up on. It's like looking at that window. I know they can ice up to that.
Absolutely. Reskin's going to come get a Guardian.
Ooh. Should be pretty comfortable for Rezkin, hopefully. I mean, he is backed up, looking for some wall kills, trying to no-scope one just through, but not quite going to be there.
And honestly, if they keep it up at this rate, I could see this being a 13-0.
Yeah, we could see
now, the pistol round, though, I think is going to be the biggest chance in terms of, and it, can go anywhere. But as Barracudas are playing right now, even with their kind of shenanigans, I would say, it's still...
That's the thing.
Looking.
It's a whole new game for the Barracudas because you could take short-term style points and knife people, or you could literally 3-0, 13-0 your old mentors.
That's right. Here we go. E got a kill on the Avian this time. He said, nah. I'm getting the first blood this time. Does get traded, though. Prestige going to go up. Not going to see anything on the back of the site. Oh, great shot by Cabin.
So
Instantly gets traded, though.
Does get traded, but that's all right. Numbers are looking okay. It's kind of a race to the site here because they're off site and they don't know what space has been taken by the defense yet. They haven't gotten a good taste. They're going to push in anyways. Prestige just looking around.
Sees him.
Sees one. They decide to enter.
Razzik is an op kill on the Milk.
Ooh. That is a good one. Still just keeping him off site. It's a 2 for 2, and there's only a minute on the clock. Corklez playing so forward to find Prestige.
I might have cursed him on this one.
Yep, one player left. Still has Spike. And
Oh,
Mammoths
I like this
already.
play, though. I like this play. Nice. Connect gets 1-1.
Ooh, Redskin, what a position.
Oh, good kill by Redskin there.
Yeah, good recognition to, like, know where the person is, and instead of all three, you can get one person checking a corner is never going to be as good as two, but 3 people is a little bit overkill. He has so much more value creating a pinch feel and surrounding that player and making sure they can't just link to B real quick for a quick plant.
And now they have 2 operators.
Yeah.
So maybe this could be in their favor, or maybe we could kind of turn things around. Since, you know, Barracudas really only have 1 flash, and their smokes are limited to Viper, so not much, like, I guess, covering fire they can kind of give. So we'll see how it goes for this, and Redskin's going to peek this.
Oh.
Ooh, goes for it. TP's right away, though. Doesn't want
I don't think Redskin saw Kinetic at all.
Showstopper once again here for Kinetic.
Backs off, though. Yeah. Respects it. Backup is here. They're all stuck in this position. Can we expect the nade to come through there again?
Probably. Good ult. Oh, he's not going to check right, though. Yeah, got you your corners. Got to check those corners.
And that door wasn't open.
Oh, TP.
Oh, could have been prime position, but look at the shoddy off. Kinetic was a little bit quicker. Avian to find Cabin, leaving only 1 more player. It's Redskin, and that scope is just not big enough to see Avian, so he loses the op battle.
10-1, looking for the 11 for Barracudas in this last round.
Barracudas did sleep through a day, lost their snap streak there.
They did. I mean, that was a good round from the Mammoths, I'd say, for that one. But, you know, now the biggest question is how can they recreate it?
Yeah, it was a very like smooth and deliberate arresting of the push from the Barracudas onto the site. They stayed a ways off, and when Barracudas kept pushing in, they kept picking them off one at a time.
There's 4 operators here from the Barracudas. If not 5. Oh, Redskin wins the first one, though, but he's got 4 more to go.
Look at that damage they got on him, though. Prestige flashing their op on a Cabin.
Shotgun. Oh!
A good one with the Bucky. Was that an alt fire?
I think it was just a left click. Alt fire just like, no.
Oh, standing right in the middle of it. Avian got lucky with the side-to-side and found him.
The op trades right now. Oh, there it is. Atlas is going back on it.
Trades. That does bring down the tour de force, which means that 1 less op is on the field entirely because no one can pick that up. Yeah.
Ooh. Hits him once.
The mini op, the Sheriff.
Which is like, 360 there from Prestige. I saw that one.
Crazy. Corklez playing melee with it, finds one. Is going to switch.
And now it's his time for the operator.
Oh, he might not get to keep it long. He's under so much fire. That wall was high pen. He did not know where it was coming from.
That was a fun little round. Barracudas having the 5 operator kind of duel there, where everything you're doing in trading is through operators. So it
was a lot of gunfire. I love seeing Atlas try the 360, but you could tell there was like a mouse pad limitation where it's like a
yeah, no, that's good. I like that. He plays low sense. Hey, we're all like that.
We love low sense players.
Unless you have like one of those things where it's like the scope sense is a lot higher, so then you have to scope in and do the 360.
Ooh, that's a tricky one for me.
You might be completely have no idea where you are after, but
having several sets of muscle memory for the different scopes, those are dedicated players.
It's 11-1 at this point. Barracudas, if they win this pistol round, I can definitely see them kind of ending in 2. But, I mean, Mammoths, I think, that pistol round is probably their best opportunity for them to kind of get something going.
Right. It's kind of down to this because it can't be down to next round. Redskin hot with that one.
Love that.
That was so quick. Record first blood for the match
Better
for
get your chamber
sure.
before that gets nerfed, even though that's not actually nerfed what just happened there.
No, that's unnerfable.
She did some damage off. He has a frenzy, though.
Yeah, not the range. You want to be with a frenzy. Uncomfortable distance. Just has to throw off some fire.
Great crossfire setup from Mammoths, and Barracudas are getting a little too aggressive and getting punished for it.
Yeah. Corklez does find that one around the corner. I was worried about that. Still, again, just getting caught with the frenzy because they have this mindset of, we'll be playing fast, we'll be playing up front. And that frenzy, people keep picking it up and getting stuck in the dirt with it. But Corklez is going to find a 3K to close the round off. Mammoths finding a critical round there because now they should be able to bonus it up a little bit.
I have a feeling the Barracudas are going to kind of buy it up anyways.
You kind of have to.
Avian
I mean, they don't have to
two
because
Stingers.
Oh, Stinger.
Okay, looks like they're going to go for Stinger Gang.
Stinger Gang. Whoa. We haven't seen a lot of E's crosshair, have we?
Oh, I think he just changed it.
Crazy.
Kind of that, like, face.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Like the O-O face.
What's the, oh. Kinetic going out with a well-placed nade. It's going to push off the whole site. I've only seen one utility, though, first. Otherwise, I think if he knew the whole gang was there, he'd be playing a little bit more forward.
Oh, here we go. He has no actual prowlers left. Reskin holding this down. Barracudas and B main don't want to keep going, so. And the Stingers are showing their superiority at the moment.
Yeah, they really just buckle in and find those 2 points. So Barracuda's up by is really paying off here, and they just need to find 2 more people. Reskin's not going to let it happen that easy, though. This is Headhunter, an easy 600 credit spent. Unfortunately, it's a 1-for-1 on the grass here.
Reskin had some great shots last 2 rounds with that Headhunter. Feeling good with that, but Barracuda's force and win anyways.
Yeah, and Atlas with the distance. Stinger doing well.
And Prestige is upgrading to a Vandal. He has 24 kills at the moment. Feeling quite good about it.
Barracudas with that endgame threat forced the Mammoths to buy here. So the richest of the rich get both a sidearm and a shield, but we see the other 4 players on that team doing one or the other.
And here we go. Potentially last round. It is game point here for the Barracudas. Can they do it? 2 members go down from Mammoths right away. 3 at this point. Avian gets a kill with the judge. And looking for that 4th one. Prestige gets a 3rd. Barracudas win 13-2 in a vastly one-sided kind of game. And of course, going at it alone can ultimately get you so far. So if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. And we just saw in the last game how they kind of just rolled over with their team right there. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. And of course, if those who haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's a fast track to rank up. So the Barracudas are now 3-0 versus the Alumni. And of course, up next is a very special show match featuring the Esports Tower coach Halter. So we're going to go to our break now, and we'll see you right after this. So don't go anywhere.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting from none other than the Boise State Esports Arena. And welcome back to the Esports Tower Fall Rumble. Up next, we have the show match between ET Coach Halter, and of course, will the students take down the teacher? I'm your host, Brandon Redhuts Koziansik, and joining me to call the action today is Greg Old Soul Smith. And Greg, seeing that Coach Halter is kind of stepping in, it's a 4v4 as well on split. So how do you kind of, I guess, go about a match like this?
Yeah, it's interesting that we had a little bit of a, students become the master mindset and them trying to play out the alumni, but they honestly kind of just shut it down. So this is, I think, going to be the same thing, but stakes are going to be a little bit higher. I think their play is going to have to be really technical to take out Coach, right? You can't just bum rush Coach.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, though, is 4v4, I think that's kind of how the style it's going to have to go, right? Because, I mean, if you think about it, it's like 4v4 and split, it's already a pretty defensive-sided map, but if you kind of do that thing where it's like 3-1 with one mid or 3 all in one spot, how does that end up going with defensive like that? So I'm kind of interested to see how they kind of go about those strats. But we do want to take a moment really quick to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last year, Esports Tower Club members have received over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all these opportunities these players are getting. I mean, $3.9 million is a lot of money, especially on scholarships.
Oh, yeah. And it just keeps growing.
Of course. And, of course, kind of going back and forth there, we see the coach, of course, Coach Halter, go back into it as well, so it's always fun to kind of see your coach play in any of these show matches, because, if you really teach you something, sometimes you're like, hey, man, I kind of want to play and see how you actually take your own advice.
You got to get them to, practice what you preach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have Doc's Keys of the Game, which are presented today by Esports Tower. Scroll Pro advice at esportstower.com. In Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, count those cards and call those abilities and click those heads. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up, and that is brought to you by Esports Tower. And like we said, it's now going to be the Wolves versus the Barracudas on this kind of map of split to face off in this show match. And yeah. I'm not going to lie, I think we're going to see at least Raze as kind of a staple between both teams. Now the other things, I feel like every other kind of option is interesting because maybe Cypher as kind of like that hold sight down.
Yeah.
Do you want really an initiator? Do you think it's worth it? Things like that.
Yeah, I feel like your initiator role, you either need a strong initiator or a mindful duelist to kind of like bridge that gap, right?
Yeah, I could definitely see like the one duelist, being like that Raze, and then you have one smoker controller, kind of whatever you're feeling. Even the Omen, Brimstone, one of those two.
And then I feel like you either get Cypher, Killjoy, or Chamber, or you could do 2 of the 3.
Yeah, I just feel like Cypher, Killjoy is going to be a lot more of like a locking up one site kind of angle. And that last one's like probably an initiator slot.
I can't see a reason to have Viper and Cypher on the same team, though.
I mean, you definitely need a smoker, though.
You definitely need a smoke, but then as far as just like kind of shut down Sentinel, like controlling a site that you already have, as well as dividing up an area to get in, Viper's the only one that can do both of those.
Yep, and of course you want to scan that QR code on the screen. You can check out the amazing offer from Vitamin Shop. It has everything a gamer could need, and scan on the QR code now to see their latest products.
I feel like there has to be an elephant in the room as we talk about, like, practice what you preach, let's see what coaches got, and then we see Doc's Keys to the Game. Why haven't we had a show match with Doc
That's
yet?
true. That's true. We could see a show match with Doc one day, maybe.
There's that nice little...
That's, I honestly, I kind of like what their approach here.
Okay.
They're going with this super aggressive approach, whereas we're just going to run at you. The Yoru's good, I think, because in a match like this, you can get so much either A, space for attacking, or B, you can cover a lot of ground for that defense, and that's exactly what the other team is looking like as well.
What a power team here. Prestige, Reskin, Kinetic Milk.
Yeah.
These are pretty big names, yeah.
That sounds like a pretty stacked team. Now, I think they're a really stacked team on paper, but I think the one thing that could be holding them back is kind of that, messing around like we saw last game.
Right. We could definitely see a little bit of BM, especially like, the bragging rights you get for knifing Coach.
Exactly, because then every time it's like, you know, if he's telling you something, that you can always bring up that one time. Hey, remember that one time we knifed you?
we knifed Coach. Yeah, Coach, you're talking a whole lot about this and that with the sidearm and running out of bullets, but let me tell you, last time I ran out of bullets fighting someone, I just got him with a knife. Zerg can be locking in that Omen. I like that. I'd love to see some real pick diversity here, especially when we're down to 4-4. This gives us a chance to not just mirror match, but have something interesting going.
Yeah, I say Coach Halter's team is more looking like how I thought about it on paper. The Wolves, going with that kind of one of each strat.
Right. The one of each strat makes sense, right? You have 4 people here. There's 4 classes of players. Not these guys. They're going to be feeling good on the attacking side, having 3 duelists and the most aggressive Sentinel that has been put in the game so far. So how do you think they're going to do on defense?
You know, I don't know. I think the biggest thing that is I know Diablo kind of went with the Reyna, but he was hovering that Yoru at first. And I think that definitely might have been the play in a 4v4 situation like this. But the Reyna also kind of allows you to be able to take those fights, the 1v1s that, are most likely to have isolated in the 4v4. So maybe not the worst idea to go for the Reyna. Take more fights and then kind of heal off of if you do win. But here we go. We see the Barracudas kind of overloading this B side. Prestige looking like, either putting a trap or a trip into that ramen area. And a lot of playing mid here from Wolves. I mean, Wolves' plan looks like to almost take mid here.
Yeah.
And then
Wolves
kind
are
of
incredibly mid-focused. They're going to be dropping right into it. They're going to let off a little bit of sound. That kind of puts a timer on the Barracudas, right? There could be people behind them, and they're not facing that direction.
There they go.
So
now they know.
Yep, they have totally taken sight, and they're already just putting pressure on that space. I mean, look at how forward the Barracudas are playing. And we saw them do this last term, too. They already got 2 people on this entry point, so one gets taken down. They already played in the next one. Halter and Matrix deathlessly take 2 of them. The game is looking tough for the Barracudas. They've got to watch their back here. Zerg, excellent use of utility. Oh, placing that crosshair was a little difficult, but he finds it. They know where the last one is, and from up front, too many angles. Coach finds Prestige. That was very clean.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing also is I know Kinetic had a good spot where they had to play 2 under Heaven there. And, his one teammate went down. He actually could have had a good bait for him, but Kinetic ended up peeking at just the kind of, I guess, just the time where they were, wouldn't have been aware of him. And so he kind of let himself known there. Then they ended up killing him as well. So great, I would say, blind there by Omen as well, kind of getting those 2. It forced Prestige just to TP out. And the other one just kind of had to sit there and kind of take it.
Interesting seeing the Wolves as they played all in one place. Started off on the back foot as far as like site take goes.
Yeah.
But then they were able to move together somewhere. We're going to see a little bit more of that here, but now they've got one person on A, Heavy. And now it's going to be moving up mid. So Matrix going to be the first catch on defense. Does get a few shots off to find one. More damage done. Just playing through the smoke for body shots. Again, does damage. Could fire back down that line of fire that they're seeing for Prestige. Tries it. Not going to find anything still. Whoa.
Close.
Yeah, good placement. Not quite there. Matrix just unloading the clip. He's only got 10 shots left on that gun. He's going to have to switch to sidearm, so it's getting a little bit more serious here. Milk looking to play up now that that rain of Marshall shots is gone. They can finally get up the stairs.
And they're going to stay mid. They're going to keep holding this.
Oh, a fast one, Prestige. Playing that numbers game. Yeah, only 2 people left here. Low health all around. Everybody's already seen some action, so the pressure here in mid is pretty serious. Oh, trying to come to the aid and play off that contact, but Zerg really closes it and just has the gun difference to find those 2 finishing kills, bringing it to a 2-0. Now, they've got to bonus up those Spectres realistically, and the Barracudas have a chance here to finally.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to make a mark kind of on this round here for at least, getting a lot of it into the eco, but they also just have the gun advantage. And knowing these players, definitely if you have gun advantages, it's not too bad. Although Reskin just has a Sheriff. I don't know if that's a thing where he's saving for an op, but multiple members of Barracudas have a Sheriff. Ooh, Diablo gets killed on a Prestige right away. Ooh. Connect does have a Vandal, though. Whereas the other 2 members of Barracudas do just have Sheriffs, though, so interesting to see how they are. They did get the A site. It's still 3v2, but Coach Halter is sitting way across from B. Ooh, Milk has a great shot there. 3v1 now. Coach Halter just run all the way across the map because he's still on B site here. He has a long track ahead of him.
Spike is down now. Timer starts as he makes his trek through. He's going to have to pass 3 trials to get to the bomb. A beautiful one-way setup, so it's not going to last long. They try to play forward. Coach Halter now. Shut down.
There it is. Oh, 1 HP.
Low cooperation there.
Wow.
Almost gives Redskin away to nobody. Barracudas do survive with 3 players, though, so they're going to be able to bonus up some of the guns they've got now.
You're going to keep the Spectre and just kind of get that full armor. I don't know if it's an eco thing or maybe just kind of run with the Spectre, which I think is actually going to be receiving nerfs in the future. So definitely something to keep their eyes peeled about.
All the Barracudas looking to go mid again on the B side here. They can send out, starting with a flash. It doesn't get picked. A beautiful 50-50 is shut down. Good response by Kinetic to watch the other gates. Zerg goes flying out of there. And they keep taking that space. Oh, Prestige loves having that space. So does Kinetic, playing nice and fast. Is able to peek from the other angle after quick blast pack movement. Now, they own the space completely, the whole site, all the way down the corridors to spawn. Makes it a little bit difficult, the Wolves' job of getting out to that site.
Planning the spike now. Still 4v2 now, though.
Kinetic not in the greatest place to find a good angle, so Prestige has got to play forward. Gets one, and Kinetic just closes on it.
And with the Boombot kill. Boombot kill ended it there. And it's a 2v2 here. These are kind of newer players here for the Wolves, so Coach Halter's kind of, being the one to hopefully help facilitate them and maybe kind of overcome that experience gap by them. Which so far, I mean, it's 2-2, so Wolves start out strong. Barracudas had a great bonus there. Barracudas now have, the guns as well with these Vandals and Phantoms.
It's a push right through A main, but nobody's really watching stairs. From screens, Matrix takes one. Tries to back off, but on the repeak, Milk catches him. So they're on site now, ready to plant. There's a little bit of commotion in mid, though. Redskin finds Diablo-sama, is kind of caught to 2 players, and Coach is going to be the one to close on that kill now. A 2v2 retake.
Does the showstopper available, though? Seekers are now coming in as well. 1 left. Shoot those both, so there the utility is now gone from at least that kind of threat.
Yeah, they don't have eyes
Does
on
have
main.
the dog, but
does not use the Trailblazer at all. Dry Pleeks make. Finds Milk.
Finds both of them and should win the round here.
Yep, he's got time.
Big win there from the Wolves.
Coach really had to trust Zerg on that play.
Yeah.
Because Zerg was the only one watching screens, and Coach totally had left side open as he was hunting down Milk dry. Like you're saying, definitely could use that Trailblazer.
But also the thing about it is he didn't have time really to use it either,
Right.
and it was kind of uncertain whether they could peek him from, that kind of corner area here in elbow.
Right, if you can take that space, you're kind of a little bit safer. You have this big.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was definitely a kind of a really risky situation to use that dog. So for Coach Halter, just kind of use that, not use it, peek around from it, and end up winning the round because of the time. So if they took any longer, it definitely could have been end of the round there. Oh,
Redskin
yep.
tries to quick read the
Good
room.
trade.
Sees quite a bit, but upon moving further, gets caught. Zerg from above doesn't get. Coach Halter seeing lots. Sends a concuss to the planter. Gives him enough time to find that kill.
Yeah,
it is still a
I'm not
plant,
doing
though.
that.
Blinds one, gonna drop another one before pushing through. Ooh, timing a little bit off, but he knows the map by heart. Still gets down.
I don't think he heard. I think he thinks it's a fake TP there. But both bullets are being shot at right now and takes a lot of damage from the utility. Goes down. And 3-2-3. Barracudas now
It's
bringing
been
it back up.
yeah, it's been a pretty back and forth match so far. Looks like there's been a good matching of skill, at least for this half.
Do you have a couple ults available here? We have both 2 to forces available. The Empress is available as well. And then the Omen ult, which, you know, could be really used to reposition yourself for the defense here.
I feel like we've seen how harmful it is to have to run all the way across the site, especially with 4 players where the map is just thinner. I think that Omen ult could be very big. I think it could get you a free round if you played it, you know, it's situational as usual still, but...
Oh, great angle there played, but takes a lot of damage there, so... Oh, double blast pack gets Coach Halter down. 4v3 here.
Yeah, finds him in a clean 1v1. Zerg, just on a good angle, is able to find one and get the spike
we definitely
down.
saw him there, but I don't think the enemy team heard him. Good grenade to push him out.
Yeah, good use of AoE. Does push him back,
Ooh.
so he's able to really take this 1v1 nice and clean.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, now Zerg knows that this space is totally given up. He can't really peek this. Still unknown where Spike is. Oh, just
wow.
catches a little bit of the eyes there. Decides to sprint out for the plant.
Milk, try to keep them the running gun in the way out there. And Kinect's just going to go all the way through spawn.
Yep.
Does have 20 HP, though, so either member of the Wolves can just kind of shoot him once and then end that all, so. Plan is now gone.
And he plants it right in the open so that he can really hide away and pop back on the defuse noises. So
yeah, I think the biggest thing here is just kind of isolating them. Okay, they do have the Omen ult there, but I think it's better just to play together here. Does kind of smoke a weird smoke in heaven there.
I think it was just hurried. It was quick. Looking to find something. Good timing before the default. Yeah, before the defuse noise even goes off. This is going to be a great nade. Smoke is just not long enough. All that false sense of security.
And just, yeah, you know, it goes off at just the right time, and they do win. Wolves up 4-3. That was a crazy timing with that smoke going down.
Do you think that was intentional?
I mean,
that false sense of security type smoke?
Probably not. I just think the biggest thing was it definitely was like, hey, I'm going to smoke this for when he tries to peek us from up there.
Right.
Maybe misplaced a little bit, but, I mean, it ended up working out for Zerg when it kind of went down at that exact spot. So
yeah, it's interesting because I would use that smoke. You could walk out just a little bit, see some things, and then walk back, which you're only allowed to do in that heaven by going left or right from the left or right sides. So it really almost is like an offensive smoke. So interesting that he gave him that option.
Exactly, yeah. Now the 4v3, Zerg going to peek this with a knife out. Ooh, gonna see him. Oh, great shot there.
Response.
Ooh.
Finds a very clean kill, giving up no damage for it.
I don't think he knew that Spike was there because I think he would definitely have played a little different if he did. But look at this. Barracuda's taking all of kind of heaven control at the moment here.
Yeah, it's weird because they have to wrap back around through Zerg to get to it. So if he plays well, he can shut down their push to Spike. It's just a good pinch, though, so they're able to find him on a 1v1. But that brings it down to 2v2. They do have access to the Spike if they can play through Garage confidently. Wolves are not going to play forward and try to take it from the front, though. So no, Prestige has gotten the Spike that was in pocket.
Here we
Wolves
go
still
now.
hanging out mid.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure they don't rotate through. Barracuda's getting that plant. Now the Wolves' chance to move in.
2v2. Empress is available. Oh, gets the first kill. Oh, great dink.
Yeah, that makes Diablo Sama's push
Oh,
very difficult. But
gets
he
the heal now,
finds
though.
one to get the heal now. Plenty of time. Good response to the Leer.
Oh, wow. I think they get him there.
It was almost quick enough that he could have played off of that animation time after the utility was out.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, he had to use his flash to kind of get around the first corner because, I mean, you definitely want to be able to use that for that first initial, but unfortunately, the second initially, he definitely did not have that available.
He had to do it dry because he had to do the more important flash use earlier.
4-4 now.
It's looking like another Spike in pocket push. It looked like that kind of worked out for him last time. It doesn't feel like the Wolves has prioritized taking space as much, right? They're willing to play in a pack.
And they're also, they're ready to play all in, too. I mean, if you look at it, look at this. The Wolves are all on the A side there. They don't have the spike here from Barracudas now, but they are going to take all of sight. And
they might find it, though. The Wolf train is moving right along. They're got to walk slow through the water here just in case Barracudas are still hanging in mid and looking for sound cues, but they're not. They're already sending a pack back to get the spike in pocket. Might be a little bit of contact there, but I feel like we'll be moving fast enough. The Barracudas, get right out of there.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to kind of, ask where they actually are.
Yeah, they're really looking around for them.
They're looking to go in garage, but unfortunately there is a trip right there, so gonna kill the trip. They know that someone's there, so at least know one of them's there, but little do they know that all of them there. The cool thing there is Matrix got one, but they did not spot the other 3 behind him.
Right.
So they actually don't know yet. Now they do.
I can assume they're playing as a pack. That's a good response to find out the whole team is standing there. So Kinetic does find one on a Matrix, which is the only player they saw earlier. Zerg is going to be the first one to walk in. Takes a dangerous jump. Milk has seen him. Kinetic's seen him. And Prestige closes on the last kill, bringing Barracudas to a 5-4 with 3 alive. Decent weapons.
And, Wolves, it kind of makes sense of why they would choose to do that play they had because they all had sheriffs. It was a kind of a save round from them.
Right.
So a good eco round of kind of different shenanigans of just kind of all pushing out through A. Kind of playing it for that if they can, but unfortunately goes to garage, which is kind of a little bit more along of corridors, and then kind of loses that from there on out. But they should have the guns next round, so really close game here. I think it's 5-4, and, showing no signs in terms of basically one swing or the other.
Yeah, Barracudas took a lot from last round and should be looking at a nice bonus, but the Wolves, that was just their save. So we could see this round going either way. Kinetic, very typical Kinetic play style, going to get Diablo Sama backed all the way off this pinch, this choke point here. Tries to util into it. Kinetic just keeps on taking space. Going to rely on his Boombot to check the left side of that 50-50 for him.
Oh, just a little bit to the left there. It's so unfortunate.
Just barely top left.
Happens sometimes. It's a cross replacement. Had thought of it and then, didn't peek all the way wide, and just like that, just barely miss. And that's all it takes.
Milk making his way downtown is about to come in contact with someone peeking on. He is alone in the world with the spike. If he can take coach, still lets us see him. And it's a flawless kill by the Wolves.
Flawless there from the Wolves to kind of be able to come back from that is definitely a statement to make here. And it is now 5-5 with both these teams.
A good save round from the Wolves. But Barracudas, that was just their bonus, so it's basically a save, right? Only one person had to buy since the round before. So
yeah, that's true.
We could see this back and forth ladder continuing for a while.
Yeah, the only thing is there's 2 rounds left here, so there's not really too much, I guess, eco to be made. So, I mean, at the very least, you have 2 rounds of full buys, but after that, you're resetting anyways.
I feel like in a 4v4, it's just a little bit easier to declare a buy and to declare a save because there's less players, which, just percent of team is going to be more on page with are we buying or are we saving.
Here we go. Oh, Zerg saw him at the very end there.
Yeah, and it changes where he wants to set that paranoia.
Saw him once again, pushing out through screens.
Yeah, he knows they've cleared straight through, but Rezkin's still behind with the spike.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Rezkin with the kind of a demon on the sheriff.
He's quick to play off contact, too. It feels like you kill someone, a Rezkin standing behind you. Coach is tired of playing around. Sends the Eagle down. Beautiful distraction. Some people think they've walked past the Eagle. They're going to catch him hands empty.
Oh,
what?
Seekers are available.
Seekers are available on a 1v1 before the half. Does he
Still
take
has
it?
him.
You can't use him. Ooh.
Oh, does he stick? Has it halved.
He thinks he has the space for it.
Yeah, he has time. And Prestige thought he was bluffing, but,
Takes the outro anyways.
He could have got 2 points right there.
Coach with a 3K, right? A 3K is close to an ace in this situation.
In this situation, yeah. I mean, that is technically close to an ace, yeah. When you think about it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Got me there. Can't say too much. Halter had a great headshot here with the little flick here.
Oh, the little fly.
Ooh.
And he switched to the second as well, the sidearm.
Yeah.
He was ready to.
He was ready to go either way.
Fire.
Yeah, he was ready to go either way. So now it's 6-5. Does have that Seeker still available, so hopefully he can get some use this round. Your ult coming in right now. Going to see the dog right away. Just going to jump past that. Going to see him sitting in heaven. Looking for a kill maybe.
Yeah, this is the chance to
Little
ult dump.
flashes. Gets him out of there.
Oh, flash heavy just to scare him off the point and then jumps right back.
Oh.
He does not have the spike, so he's just here to disrupt. The Wolves are split. Is he going to help his teammate here? Nope.
Oh.
Prestige doesn't
Prestige
need it.
had an opportunity to take the knife right there, but definitely didn't take the risk.
No.
It's too close of a game for them to be like, I can't do that right now. Oh.
Zerg with
Okay,
a crazy
yep.
fly. Milk
And
right behind him.
6-6.
Yep.
I mean, these teams are going right back at each other, and neither one is letting up. But
Feels
now
like
we
a
switch
fresh
sides.
Yeah, we talked about this being a pretty defense-sided map. Are we worried that because it was fair in one half, it's going to be an upset in the second?
Not really, just because the 4v4 really makes the game a lot different.
That's
I
fair.
mean, being able to, I guess, more so spread yourselves either thin or committing to a full site defense or something like that, I think just
Right.
changes it so much on its own.
Yeah, full site defense is the natural answer. Your lurking position is gone, which is
Yeah.
why I didn't even ever expect a Yor to be picked. Because
Exactly.
for him, I mean, when he first came out, I was like, oh, that's just born to lurk. But they're playing him well. Milk is doing good here.
I think the defense Yor will be pretty good. He has not put his TP down yet, which is, can have it on the other side of the map, because you can do a thing where in spawn, you just throw your TP on the other side of the map. So you can play two kind of spots at the same time. But look at this. They have two kind of pinching coming towards. They hear them, though, and Ramen gets one right away.
Ooh.
Instantly trades. And, oh, just like that, it's a 1v2, 1-for-2 trade. Oh, just like that, though. Kinetic comes
that-
through mid.
That one kind of blew up. Everyone was walking that direction from the start. Kinetic looking to play forward of Diablo-sama. Ooh, even though the pacing to use that Boombot as a pointer distraction was a little slow, he still used it to find their exact angle and set up on a beautiful swing.
Yeah, I think Kinetic was definitely the core of that last round where he had his teammates come in from the spawn area, but no one was playing crossfire with them. So at the beginning there, they actually were going 1-for-2 and losing the trade, but Kinetic came through mid as well, peeking, and then getting, I think, 2 right away, and that kind of helped him, even things out there. Has a flash. Maybe Kinetic does have a judge, and knowing Kinetic, he's either going to blast back in there, or he's just going to kind of hold this angle.
Oh, this judge is so big. Oh, no. It was the trusting the teammate on the other angle.
Milk's the one going for the ace instead. Oh, loses to the classic. Now 1v2.
What a chaotic run.
Barracudas are splitting up, though, so definitely very winnable.
It is. Yeah, he can take 2 good 1v1s
he
here.
hears him.
He's going to walk right past
He's
him
here
now.
through spawn
Rezkin
going, yeah.
has to kind of start sprinting to catch up with him. Oh, and it's sprinting into the stinger that gets you down.
Prestige, though, clutches it up with the Headhunter.
So that's 2 points. They've found the typical win and then win by gun diff. The Wolves are scheduled to take this one against the Barracudas bonus, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But there was only one person left in the bonus, so it looks like Barracudas are going to be buying up. Lots of judges this time. It looks like they had fun last round. It's a 2-2 split as far as defense goes here. If you want to call it that. There's an obvious 2 on B, at least. So this 4 push on A. All the flashes go out. They're not going to fall for it. He looks a little blue. Quick smoke on the areas. Milk hasn't seen the smokes yet, though. So he can't really call it. But they're feeling the pressure. And Barracudas are already rotating over.
Oh, looking down because he knows he's going to be blinded. Oh, great play.
Nice.
Oh, gets a lot of damage out, though, but does heal back from it. He knows exactly where he is. That's a great nade. Oh, yeah. Great job there from Kinetic. That's a classic kind of in the book, where you throw a grenade, and then you say, okay, now come out of the corner or die.
Right.
And so
It's really puts him between a rock and a hard place. And that Lear was a nice step, but you have to recognize, oh, I'm playing against a Kinetic, against a Raze, and I'm stuck in a corner, and we know where each other are. You want to do all you can to get out of there fast.
yes.
Because the AoE that a Raze has is just better than anybody
They
else.
clear corners more than ever, and that's why Raze is basically always played on this map.
Yeah, and Dan Hookah.
But, I mean, they get a lot of usefulness out of the Reyna, I think, with the healing especially. But Kinetic is just, kind of that really great player on Raze, so.
Spike and pocket.
A little bit different approach here this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, Kinetic almost walked into the biggest bear trap ever. Doesn't feel it, though. Gets right out of mid.
Yeah, the Wolves are just kind of playing it slow at the moment, seeing if they can get anyone. And it's kind of working. They're playing really aggressive here. Oh, doesn't matter, though.
Kinetic does make it out of that trip. And the Cavalry's in. The hunt is on. Oh, they're running down the waterways looking for that spike, but it's not quite going to be there. Kinetic looking to accept from the top here. Slows down a bit. Try not to scare anyone. Unfortunately, because he had to slow down there, he's not going to see anybody mid. So it keeps marching on towards the site and spike plant alone. Sending out that boom bop to assist.
Ooh.
It's a tricky one because you can't shoot. You don't want to give up your position, but the boom bot's coming right at you.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Prestige gets the kill, and it's not going to be 10-6.
Yeah, Kinetic and Prestige both being on top of that spike. It's so hard to fight against that.
I think it was a say. Yeah, it was another say running there from the Wolves. So this round, especially, I think is going to be their bye round. It's going to be kind of one of their more important rounds here because I mean, if they lose this round, I think at that point, you know, it's going to be 10-6 or sorry, 11-6, and after that, it's kind of like okay, well, the 12 and go so on. So. This would be a big round here from the Wolves, and we'll see how they kind of approach it differently. They've been kind of having some interesting strats with how they've been playing their ecos, I would say. Like that last round, they were like, hey, we're going to play really slow, play defensive. Let's see if they push out, which good idea, but unfortunately just didn't have the guns to do so and just kind of lost those battles. But we'll see how they go in this next round. Reskin is going to play really aggressive with a Sheriff here. Ooh, great shot there from Matrix. I think he saw him, though. Ooh. Oh, got the reset.
His aim was feeling tight. That reset's pretty big. He could keep playing into this, and he is with the assist of the... Oh. And that was Zerg. That was the one that played through that. That was just timing.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is the kind of the thing with the Wolves, though, is they're going to play defensive after that kind of one aggression play and just wait for the Barracudas to kind of really overextend where they should be. And that's exactly what happened. They end up trading, you know, 3 for 2.
Yeah, it's like a whole team bait. They're letting them bite off more than they can chew.
Oh. Oh, he had the fake.
What
he had
in
the
the spray
transfer there. That was good.
Beautiful. Milk.
Just
really
runs
shut that one
forwards. They
down.
don't shoot at him because they think it's a fake clone. Next thing you know, he repeaks. I think they knew after, I think. The initial, they didn't shoot, obviously, but I think once he stopped moving, that's when they knew that, you know, hey, it might not be a fake. This is pretty good, though. I like that. You kind of just look at it, and then, oh, great spray transfer to keep spraying there from Milk.
Yeah. And that just, the guts that takes to just slow walk right in front of 50% of the other team.
You know, and I don't think he's been using it that much either.
He hasn't.
So it's like, it's not really a thing where, you know.
They're used to not clicking. He'll use it in pack like this just to have some extra people. Because then it's just a spray threat, right?
He didn't check left side there.
Oh!
Oh, great job there from Zerg. Prestige trades. 2v2, once again, we've seen this scenario a lot of the time, honestly, I would say. I think majority of the time we've seen a 2v2 rather than anything else. But right here, Prestige just kind of holding an angle. Slowly getting up to vents. Not really anything committed just yet here. Does have the 2 to force, but has an op, so it's like, well, do you really want to use that? Oh, here we go. Wants to make something happen.
Oh, no.
Matrix playing a lot of these off angles. And now Milk has the spike here, but now it's a 1v2 situation. Has his TP, takes his TP. Oh, gets 1v1. Great angle from him, but he's going to get back up a little bit. Matrix has no idea. Oh, he tried to go for the pop-in swing, but Matrix was ready for it. And that's a great shot from Matrix. Had the tracking. You know, he went for it, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately there, I think the pop-in swing is good, but you have to kind of get him used to it with a little bit of a little jiggle peeks there. Like small jiggle peeks into that wide swing, then that works.
I think he had a good display of like close angle multitasking though when he had his crosshair on the angle that he knew someone might be coming from, and his eyes were on the other angle where he knew somebody was because they just shut down his TP. So it looks like he's like neglecting the most important angle, the most threatening one, but he's just multitasking well and was able to jump over and take that and then focus his energy on trying to find this pop.
And these rounds go so fast right away.
They really do, especially with kind of the pack mindset we've seen from people.
Oh.
We're spreading out as just too thin. Prestige finding another one. Kinetic gambles on that
Empress here
50-50.
Gets one. This is his chance, though,
Ooh.
with the Empress at 1v2.
It has the overhill.
Boombot connects you. You're a little aggressive.
Oh, Boombot
goes for
found damage, but gets 3.
Connect is a classic. He jumps up in the air and looks for the jump shot, but gets, I guess, kind of pays for it.
Yeah. Still playing that, like, Valorant beta mindseted raise. Sky kills are worth extra points.
Here we go. Doesn't actually have the spike just yet.
Overheal's about to drop off the board.
Yeah, the Empress is now gone
Here's the
here.
Spike. Yep. Rezkin putting it on his dad. Only barely checking that angle. Sees just enough of the shoulder. Takes him by the gut. Diablo Sama with a 3K. That's one short of an ace. Finds it. Brings it to 8-11. Barracudas, though, they have this double-digit advantage, this threat of overtime.
Good job from a Diablo there, kind of, really checking that angle there. I think it's just a good call, just kind of actually, hey, check in those corners. As much as it might save, oh, well, wow, great job of checking a corner. That happens so many times. People do not check corners and would die there.
It's extra scary, too, because the longer you wait, the more that opponent is going to want to peek.
Yeah.
And then as you're deliberately checking corners that are safe statically, you just have to be quick about it so that they don't get antsy. Diablo Sama looking to accept a big push here. Those Seekers.
They know it's an actual fake because the Seeker did not go to it. That's how you know. Seeker's not actually finding anyone, so they saw him end those, so they're a little, suspicious about it. Kinetic gets a kill onto Coach Halter there. Matrix gets a kill onto Resident with the Operator. Meanwhile, they're planning A. Does go down. It's on a 2v3. Omen has ult, but not too many uses in this scenario here. So it's going to be just a straight 2v3. The Showstopper is available from Kinetic, though, so definitely could see, making space from that. So if they can somehow kill that away. Oh, they already used the Omen ult to go deeper. The thing is, he might be going, oh!
Finds one for free, and Diablo Sama, great response to it. Now a 1v1. This is a chance to stand somewhere cheeky. He doesn't have the time to check all the angles.
Great flash.
Right behind.
Oh,
beautiful leer.
Wow.
An easy dome on Prestige.
That was a sick Omen play, honestly. I think they just didn't expect him to really, where he's to come back to. So he comes back, cancels it, and they don't know where he is, and he has the advantage on top of that little, I guess, structure there. Comes back, gets one, and then, of course, it sets up to have the other two set by that.
Now Coach and Co are only trailing by 2. Endgame in their eyes.
And it's not 12 just yet. It's not game point.
It's not.
So it's still going on.
So they could still throw in a save round when they're feeling it. Looks like now, though, they are moneyed up and ready to move. Barracudas, a 2-2 hold.
Ooh. Traded 1 for 1 there.
Yeah, 1v1's in the garage, and there might be another one on the schedule here, as we're still seeing more garage push from the Jet.
Oh.
Yep.
Now it's a
Good
3v2 for the Wolves. Once again, up 1, and they do have the Sky Heal as well, which is, definitely a good way to use it. Showstopper comes out. Oh, gets Matrix down.
Matrix
2v2.
is so low in health, and he's died in that spot to that ult. I think that's second time now.
Oh, Zerg wins the 1v1, though. I mean, these are getting down to it. I really like that play because your TP came out as he satcheled, so at the very least they had a good kind of teamwork play there. Unfortunately, Zerg hits that shot, and it looks like Wolves, when it comes to that last 1v1, their aim definitely becomes a little crispy. It's not 10-11.
It is 10-11.
Kinetic was definitely, had that one jump shot angle where he probably could have ended that one round, and unfortunately it's starting to kind of come back to bite him a little bit.
Both teams feeling okay on creds. Barracuda's looking like they're not pushing it too hard.
Oh, Diablo gets picked right away into milk.
Yeah, and that was just a good bird. This is going to be a beautiful concuss here.
Oh, sees him right away.
They're able to play off that. Your pointer's low when you come back up. 2 people are standing in front of you. Difficult to run out that one. They're looking for a flawless here. They can almost taste it. 1 from above does find Coach. If you got to find one, that's the one. But Diablo with a good reply, bringing it to 11-11. 11.
Exactly. Now it's tied up.
We got to see some of these ults get out of those pockets. Because at the pacing that the game has been at, you never know when there could be a huge team kill and you guys lose the chance to use your ults because now it's 12-something.
Absolutely.
So if the Wolves lose this one, I could definitely see them wanting to save a little bit of creds, being a little bit more communal, and grabbing that tour de force.
Ooh.
Zerg goes down to the knives pretty quick. Sure enough, we're going to see both ults pulled by the Barracudas.
Oh, Diablo gets double kill there.
Losing all the space now. It's a sprint. The two of them have got to get back over. Wolves do walk straight past the spike. And on their way back in, oh, they almost make a little bit of contact. Kinetic here has the chance.
Ooh.
Totally takes him. And now Spike in pocket. Kinetic doesn't know it, so he walks away from it.
2v2 as well.
They do have to backtrack, though. They cannot just hang out in garage. They could hope for all the kills, but Barracudas, they're not going to play like that. For the first time in their lives, they're not going to push aggressively and take space.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Sky healing did end up healing Diablo to full HP there, so definitely something to kind of keep in mind. It's 11-11 now. And, you know, this is definitely, whoever wins this gets that match point, so it's a very important round for both teams. Playing very patient for both teams as well. 40 seconds left on the clock here. Going to have to see what Wolves end up doing. Clearing A, but finding no one there. And Kinetic is going to hear them making noise. Gets one.
Oh, he's ready for the push from the second. Beautiful Boombot as well, playing forward here. A nice lob. Just totally just shuts down grabbing that spike.
Oh, it doesn't see him.
Grab some space.
Oh, there it is.
Doesn't think they're that far forward, but going for the Boombot.
Good trade.
Yeah, gives it up, and beautiful trade, setting him to the win. Barracudas now a point away from winning against Coach and Co. The Wolves.
Oh.
Ooh.
Looks like they just ended up being a GG there, but of course want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, or game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower members get insider access to industry insights with our featured rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. And of course, the Wolves hung up with the Barracudas all match and put on a great showing. And now we have up next for our final match of the night. But before that, we are going to be going to a break, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you right after this break.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena, and welcome to the Esports Tower Fall Rumble. It is now time for our final match of the night, and the Wolves and Mammoths face off in one game show match on Breeze. I'm your host, Brandon Kozianski. Joining me calling action today is Greg Oldsel-Smith, and we're going on Breeze, Greg. So what are we kind of looking for agent-wise?
Yeah, Viper
Yeah.
is a huge one.
Maybe Harbor?
Chamber, maybe Harbor. I like Sova. I really like Sova.
Yeah,
for this
Sova
one.
on this map is really good.
Sova for this map is really good. I am still have an emotional connection to KO on Breeze.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too with the double initiator.
Yep, it's nice. I wouldn't be upset if I saw Sky, Jet, or Reyna.
Yeah, true. Or Yor maybe.
Maybe, but I don't think you need more than 2 of those 4.
Yeah.
You know, have some gunplay, but don't go crazy.
And of course, you know, they have the Docs Keys of the game, which is presented today by Esports Tower. Scroll pro advice at esportstower.com. In Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, count those cards, call those abilities, and click those heads. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And that is Esports Tower. And of course, we have the last show match of the night, which is the Wolves versus the Mammoths here. And it is going to be on Breeze, like we said. We think maybe some Jets, maybe some Chambers, some Vipers, maybe a little Harbor action, probably not. But, of course, if you scan the QR code on your screen right now, Vitamin Shop has everything a gamer could need. Check out their latest products by scanning that thing on the screen. And, more from Vitamin Shop.
Here in Boise, at least, Breeze is a nice release to some. From that snowy weather that we've been having.
And we have, kind of the Prestige Kinetic duo on the Wolves, which, we've kind of seen that literally always. Actually, I think might be just Kinetic this time. Yeah, no Prestige this time, just Kinetic on his own. He's been locking in the Reyna, which is honestly not the usual agent for Kinetic, I would say. Usually, kind of that Phoenix, like we said, the Rays or, the Neon, but...
Yeah, interesting that he has to stand next to Neon being played by E. Prior on the Sentinel.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Prior usually is the Sova kind of
really
your go-to.
And when I like seeing Sova on this map, we see VAL playing Sova on this map. Interesting that Prior didn't pull.
We have seen him play Viper a couple times before. A handful, not a lot, but a couple times there. Definitely kind of still has those lineups, hidden away, so...
Cats, Kaken, Sunny Lee, big names. So this should be a good game.
We got kind of some of everything you asked for, though. We got a KO on one team,
we really
Sova
did.
on the other. I think Mammoth might have a little bit harder time for attacking here just because of not having that kind of information together either from the Fade or the Sova. So I think that's definitely kind of a thing that, will be a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, and it's interesting because with E and the Reyna being played by Kinetic, we could see a very high-paced attack from the Wolves. That's kind of ushered in by that utility we're catching on the Sova. And then backed up, and they could be able to shut down place pretty well with those 2 Sentinel holds. So I think the Wolves build here could do okay on attack or defense.
Yeah, the coaches were saying that Wolves have a lot of strong players, and so they're kind of excited to see who will work together in this match. And, of course, for the Wolves side, the Mammoth side, we have Prior made himself for him, and he's one of the best Sova players, but now he's going in for a little bit of Viper, see if he can replicate those. And apparently Sojo, Cats, and Keokinen all practice together outside of Esports Tower. So there we go. Sojo gets the first one right away. Suns Lee gets the one immediately after. And we have Mammoths up 4 right now. Up 1. Sunny Lee going back into elbow here. Maybe we get to catch one off guard. And no one's kind of going for the flank, so they're holding down. They do have the spike down, though, so, they don't have too much time on this retake as it, keeps ticking down by the second here. KO knife goes through. No one's silenced. They know at least a couple people off site, but the Mammoths are playing all off site at the moment here. Gets one. Keokinen. Oh, great headshot there with Keokinen.
Yeah, Kaken really arrests that back push pretty well.
Now it's 1-0 there. Mammoths take the lead.
Wolves now posturing a little bit further towards the A.
Yeah, going to start buying, of course, with those Spectres and, Guardians. We've seen a lot more Guardians recently. I think it's kind of the same vibe as, like, a Vandal buy, where it's like, hey, if I buy a Guardian this round and we win, the next round it's going to have a more value, you would say, than, like, a Spectre or something like that. Which, I mean, both still have value. It's just, you know, kind of in a map like Breeze, those long angles, a Guardian's going to do quite well as well.
But what about those fast Marshall picks?
Marshall's definitely work out. It's more for those jet players usually.
Veal with a beautiful shot right there. And it's not arrested very quick at all. He should get some pings off that. You're feeling the pressure. E with great positioning. Does find a headshot, but it's not going to close anything on it. Looks for more, still making so much eye contact. 3 players just looking for that chip damage. After the decay, drop down to 17 health before passing 30. They go down. Pryor and Kekunen to find their one. A 2v3 all on site. Wolves making their way to it. Phantom Brother at least has a little bit of shield here, but otherwise only barely equipped. Looking for something not quite there. Sunny Lee with a close-up Guardian.
The Mammoths take the round with 2 Spectres and the Guardian with them, so definitely have both those going with them. And going to the next round, the Wolves are now going to have their full buy here with the Vandals, as you could say. With the advantage, nothing bought yet, but I think, you know, Mammoths are kind of doing a great job on attacking. A lot of what they want, usually with that space, using a lot of utility kind of to get these sites for free here. And Wolves are definitely kind of just having one-man island on B here with Pryor. So we'll see this goes. Flash comes through. 2 flashes come through. Doesn't flash him one time. Oh, great Spectre running gun there, kind of using the corner. As you should, to be fair. That's like a kind of the standard use of the Spectre there.
Yeah, and we don't talk about this super often, but your utility does affect your creds. Yeah. So if you're going to have a very utility-dependent entry, then you're going to be looking for run and gun, you know, spray style entry as well. And I think that was a good combination of the two that made the creds that he was kind of dealt very effective. They've cornered E here. Kekunen looking for that kill, as all the defense is sitting right on top of the spike, but they can't quite get to that defuse, as this place just in great position for Kekunen and the Cats to watch. So they've got to play up for it. Just wasn't expecting that push. E takes them.
The classic kill by E. Oh. Lineups from Pryor, though.
Lineups from Pryor, wow, really took E down after a 4K. Pryor still off-site entirely, is able to close that match out. And there's point 1.
And just like that, I mean, the Mammoths win the bonus round as well. I mean, I think that was a good plan to kind of use their bonus weapons as well. I think being able to adapt to your weapons at your disposal is a good thing to kind of show as well. You know, having that Spectre, knowing that, hey, if I'm going to peek this corner in a close range thing, I need to keep moving. Because, you know, the Spectre is quite accurate, or not like, you know, super accurate, but accurate enough where if you keep running and stuff like that, you have an advantageous over the Vandal.
Yeah, good of Mammoths to make it to their own gun round cleanly. Now they have a good shot at taking a 4-0. They're just going to play this one right back.
And they know that they're only playing 1 on B site here, or at least in the past they have, so they're going to keep running at them. KO Silence has it, so they can't use the Viper utility right away. Yeah, Flash comes through.
Recognize they're in a post-plant scenario and back way off. Kinetic's going to take one. That's first blood.
Yeah, down this time, though, for the Mammoths in numbers.
And look at all that utility. E is going to find one before going down. It's a 3v3. Still all on site, post plant, but they just can't quite get to it.
Oh,
that ice wall providing a lot of cover. Veal to turn around and find a second. Yeah, 1-on-1 there right here. He could reach it. He can. He knows what that other one is. It's a fake. Oh, he could have gone for it, and he knows it now. He's going to find the half, but Shojo's on top of him. He's going to multitask these angles, and
he's
not
lit
enough.
There, so... Yeah, it's a hard thing to say because, you know, do you want to stick it the first time? You don't know really where he is. Then you have the dart up, so you never know what your teammates are saying, too. It's like, oh, you have dart, you have dart, you have dart, you know, things like that. You don't know. But definitely in hindsight, hey, probably would have, you know, diffused a spike. But unfortunately, that's just not how that works. Try to get it going through. Was lit, too, unfortunately, so a little bit harder, and weapon differential. So
yeah, it's a big rock, paper, scissors when it comes down to it. Like, do I want to try to defuse? Should I try to utility? Or, you know, do I peek? Are they going to peek me?
And are they going to fake it? You never know.
If they peek into utility, then, you know, I take that one. But if I keep defusing and they don't peek, then I've really took it. So all the lineups coming out as they're kind of fake pushing B. We've felt so much pressure onto B. It's still good of the Wolves to split up and say, wait, don't call fire when you've seen the smoke. Right? Stand your ground. They could still be rotating to A, and that's just what the Mammoths are doing.
his knife made it seem like it was kind of going from a different angle because it was coming up from the air. So I don't know if that was a fake in terms of, hey, we're going to fake A and then actually go A. But they got A site essentially for free.
Yeah, they wrapped that one up pretty quick.
Oh, and the Viper Spit. Now 5v5 coming in.
That ice here is going to be pretty big because that is exactly how you'd walk through to get to the default. And Shoujo's still left an angle for him to watch stairs, to watch back entering, and to watch doors. So Shoujo's going to be able to arrest this push, no problem. E trying to play right into the smoke, not finding a whole lot. Some AoE.
Oh, wow,
Right
so
there
close.
VAL trying to go for that defuse. They play forward. Lineups were ready. Take a little vulnerability.
And, you know, that was, I will say, that was definitely kind of a different, like, a difference of Phantom versus Vandal in that situation. Because they got 2 kills to the smoke, and they were able to see the, you know, the tracers from Vandals, whereas the Mammoths had the Phantom in the Viper's pit. And so they couldn't see, like, you know, really kind of pinpoint where they were. So I kind of always like little things like that, where it's, you know, the subtle differences between Phantom and Vandal. You know, there's always the cons and pros between each of them. But in a case like that, a Phantom definitely kind of has that advantages there. Advantage.
Yeah. Has that advantageousness.
Advantageous advantage. Yeah, I love that. And, oh, the Vipers.
Yeah, Viper really
snake.
shuts down this push. Yep, that snake bite.
If it gets the snake bite off first, then it's really hard, but
Oh, just keeps repping the snake bite. He's got a captive audience here. Mammoths don't really want to rotate.
oh, it pings 2 by, I believe, there. Maybe even 3. Master has a great pick on the prior there.
Oh, Cats.
Oh.
Oh, stalking his prey.
Yeah.
The trigger discipline looks both ways before crossing the street. He knows there's only one player there, so he captures.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's playing a spot, too, where you can't really clear that unless you clear the corner around it.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, Kinetic probably sad about that one. Is like, okay, man. Got me there.
Yeah, Master, out of ink, has to take the dry push. But they're off. They're off that site. They've taken A+. Like, they've gone pretty wide with it. Sunny Lee finds E and TP's out. Cats still just watching these cheek angles.
Oh, great job by
Finds
Cats
one.
there, yeah.
Yep, able to defend. Oh, finally knocks Phantom Brothers' legs out from under him, and Sunny Lee to find the last one. Gives Mammoth 6-0.
Exactly, 6-0 at the moment here.
But it's slow. It's not like a match we may have seen earlier where it was like an aggressive and obvious 6-0. The Wolves are still varying it in the play style. They're following the buy save rules, the guidelines.
It's 6-0. I mean, man, the Mammoths will just keep going at it, and they have so much eco now too with credits that even if they lose a round, it's not going to do anything at all. They have to lose at least like 2 in a row to really get a dent into what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an awkward point where you'd have to lose enough in a row to make a damage, but when you lose enough in a row, you start getting more creds back.
True.
So,
ooh, Phantom Brother gets that first kill. Still has this TP, so I can play really aggressive, going outside of his TP circle now, going a little round, and gonna have a timing maybe on this stage. Yeah, great shot onto Shoujo there.
Kinetic to find Prior. And Cats doing well. They're not ready for Phantom Brother to go very close up.
It's kind of scary there, though, because no one, I don't think, actually cleared bricks, and he just kind of went past that.
Yeah.
So definitely was like, hey, my teammates, I guess, have seen all of them, something like that, would go through. But hey, Wolves hit their first round in a convincing way there. 4 members alive, and they have 4 ults available there. Would love to see maybe, you know, Hunter's Fury kind of being ripped. I'm a big fan of on the like defense side of Sova's of just kind of making an educated guess of like, okay, well, I hear footsteps. Okay, I'm just going to ult like into, you know, shop area or something like that. I like that, but I can understand sometimes of not wanting it like that. It can be used in a lot of different ways. Mammoths have 3 ults as well, but, you know, not – I guess they have Sage ult and they have that Arena ult, but what can they actually do with it, you know?
Spike is in the pocket for the Mammoths here. They're going to find a fast one. Cats No real position change over it because the Wolves are still in a pretty thin spread default here. Mammoth's not really pending towards B, but they still have presence in mid. Wolves doing a little bit of a mid threat, just feeling things out. Finally showing face on A. Phantom Brother, a lot of contact, but doesn't quite find one. Shojo's going to be the one to close that. And Pryor finds one as well. Master looking to rotate, but Mammoths just walked straight through the site there. They took that and sprinted on in. Found one in spawn. 1-7. Mammoths now. Do you think that one win, right, that last round, Mammoths, is enough to keep them moving for a while?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, unless I think the Wolves can kind of get another one at will, I would say, you know, getting it together. I think Wolves had a good round, but I think the biggest thing right now is Mammoths as a team are just working a lot more efficient than the Wolves. The Wolves' defense seems to be a lot of, hey, you're playing this spot, good luck. You know, kind of win that. Kind of gets silenced right away. And then they're also giving a lot of space, too. Wolves are almost going with that retake option, but the problem is they're never waiting for their whole group to get together before retaking. It's a lot of just one-on-3 fights, one-on-2 fights, things like that. I think that's just kind of what's harder on them, whereas the Mammoths are doing a lot of pairs, or at least 3 of them together and things like that. Oh, great job by Master there playing, you know, just outside circle. Gets Pryor.
Kinetic now, got to be careful of these close angles. Oh, just does not think about it.
Yep.
And Cats loves those.
Yeah, Cats is really kind of just playing like that lurker. Playing that little, you know, the person who's hiding on those corners, and the person that you play against that really can make you mad. Where it's like, dude, why are you playing there? Like, why do you keep playing there? But it works. And so, I mean, when you lurk like that, it's not only is it working for kills, but it does take a little bit toll on the enemy team mental-wise, because it's like...
It does. You have to play so much more alert.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, these ambient architecture boxes that are just usually you can ignore them, Cats really fills the space out, what we like call keeping them honest. And
exactly.
They just close in on Phantom Brother.
Because now it's like, okay, well, now if I want to go through mid, I have to check this left side corner, this right side corner, this left side corner, the right side corner. And, you know, you never know which one it might be.
Every rotation is a clear, and that gets mentally exhausting. And it doesn't cost very much of the other team.
Exactly.
Cats is camping.
Yeah, 100%. And he's doing it in different spots, too, so it's always keeping him guessing. You know, right there, he sat there for quite a while.
Man was making a sandwich.
Yeah. And, I mean, it just happens like that. And, like, you know, being Kinetic, you know, he's a really aggressive player. And so when you're a really aggressive player in this kind of situation on defense, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, the faster you run, the more things you trip on.
Exactly. Here we go. 8-1. Here comes the KO ult right away. Makes it so they can't do that. He has a Bucky.
Oh, and he's at just the place to use it. Downs a player very fast, but it's down in the smoke with everybody standing there, so they're going to want to defuse him. Master knows that, and he plays forward. And he's got a pile of bodies here when he takes another one plus Spike. They haven't quite totally taken him, so...
Them all trying to res KO there was so funny to me.
And now KO's just going to go out by timer. E finally gets the credit for that kill when he's already dead.
Cats 1v3. Viper's Pit is available. Does have the Empress, but probably doesn't want to use it in this situation.
No.
Although you do get a decent bit of tint from the thing, from the Viper's Pit, so.
You do. That decay drops off, but he also lost the overheal. Oh, just didn't respond to that peak fast enough. Phantom Brother finds Cats.
I like the try for trying to have the counter Viper's Pit. Unfortunately, you know, just dies right away when trying to res the KO.
Yeah.
I think 2 people died just from trying to res there. And that Bucky just ended up getting a lot of value. But
that's,
you know,
that's the best situation to have it in. And counters Viper Pit's an odd mechanic to start with, honestly.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of if you're taking a prolonged kind of fight there, but when it's close, it's kind of hard just because, you know, if everyone's not fully decayed, then it's like, But now 2-8 here. Wolves did win the last round. Let's see if they can kind of win the next 2 to get a semi-better spot. Flash goes through. Great pop flash. TP's away.
Good move.
Ooh, only the right side, though. Pretty close. Ooh.
Ooh. He's going to find one. They've got his, you know, they've got his location now.
And a lot of damage.
And so much damage. So they're,
they're
going to AoE pin him there. It's looking for a pop. Shojo wants this one. Phantom Brother knows it could be there, but he's got to be careful of this pinch. Like, they could come around the right side. That wall really dividing things up. Trying to look for something here. This ice, they've just cut the territory, and in one jump, he's taken in midair.
That attempt to run across, like, the ping is so funny to me.
Yep. And look,
Oh,
4 out
Phantom
of
Brother
5
was ready
people
for
touched
that
him.
one.
And it's an easy defuse.
And they wiped it up. I mean, and the funny thing is, like, when Wolves win, there's 3 or more members alive every time.
They're a very cooperative team. Dare I say, they play like a pack.
Whenever Wolves do win the round, they do everything right. Whereas when they lose a round, it feels like everything goes wrong.
It's a domino situation.
Yeah, where it's like, if they win it, it's like the dominoes are going in their favor. If they lose it, it's not going in their favor.
Right. The game is stacked, either for or against them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an all or nothing kind of thing.
Eggs in one basket. We
It's
got
gonna
plenty
be the
of
last round of the
this.
half here. We'll see if it's going to be a 9-3 or an 8-4. Can the Wolves kind of bring it back with 3 consecutive rounds in a row?
I'm feeling a big ult play here.
Yeah, true.
I can taste it.
We haven't seen the Empress, I think, from either team yet. Which, I will say in the past, Kinetic has done a pretty good job of ulting. But, how Kinetic has died a lot of time, not surprised.
Ooh. Keikonen finds a quick one. Good reply, Phantom Brother, to that knife there. Shuts down the suppress.
Oh, Hunter's Fury?
Hunter's Fury. Early
No
Hunter's
tags.
Fury, always interesting. Yeah, no tags. Phantom Brother in just the right spot had he been eyes open.
Great
but
pop
Keikonen,
flash.
beautiful flash there. Good response to the wall master.
And that's what makes KO so good in this map, is just being able to pop flash through those Viper walls.
Yep.
Makes it so hard for them to react to it.
Love of CSGO. Kinetic, excellent distance shot, looking for some more. A quick little heal. Sorry, dismiss. Plays the Leer so he can move a little bit more forward, but it's not going to get him a whole lot of advantage here. Plays into 2 players.
Oh, if he had his
Little
ult,
bit
he would
wider
be
swing.
able to reset off that.
Right.
But unfortunately, he's holding his ult, which I don't know.
No, all we
reason
saw was a
being
Hunter's Fury
for-
that round.
But unfortunately, now just loses it with,
Yeah, to hold your ult and then find 2 kills, like you could
Yeah,
have been
true.
a third of the way there.
100%. But 9-3 now. Didn't have a dismiss there, so ended up losing that last battle. And Mammoths are looking pretty good. I mean, I think you could argue that their team's actually kind of a little bit more defensive-sided for their comp rather than offensive-sided. So I think we're going to kind of see how they end up doing this. And here we go. Sojo has the wall. Kind of one way to stop them about it. They don't have a KO, so they don't have to worry about getting silenced too fast in this situation.
Shoujo responding in the noise well. And we've seen this one before, hoping that they
that
were
was
coming
funny.
to knife up that wall. Says, hi, still here. Kind of got to back off. There's a lot of bodies behind that wall. Ooh, does get tagged.
Oh,
Oh, good thing Veal was right behind him.
there's a shorty strat from E, but goes down pretty fast. 4v3. Knows where 2 of them are. Flash comes out here from their own teammate. Heal comes out. Yes, there's one flank. Remember, we're going to remember that Kinetic was flank. There we go. Kills a flank 2v2. Now they know exactly where both of them are. Sova is literally 1 HP. Oh, great job by Phantom Brother. Gets that kill through the wall. And 4-9 from Wolves, and it's a good start for him.
Yeah, Phantom Brother pops off sometimes.
He does. Yeah, he really kind
He'll
of
have his
has those
rounds.
moments for sure. And sometimes it's all you can ask for. Now it's time for the buy round here from the Wolves as they won last round. So they win this one, 9-5, not the worst, I guess, where you're starting at. But we'll see. Can they go through B once again? It looks like Mammoths are actually leaving B pretty much open for B main. And Wolves conveniently are just going to do that exact thing, just running through. Kinetic gets a kill into Cass essentially immediately. Gets 2 of them with the Bulldog. Does go down to the Classic, though, so he is going to get a Bulldog for that, but getting 2 of it, I'm pretty sure it's a decent use. It's no Vandal that you're giving away, which is, thankfully.
Unfortunately, see field DC. It's going to make it a little bit more awkward. Wolves hoping that they'll be on their way back. Kind of have to ferry him back to the front.
Take flight.
Good response to the situation. Caesars, too, has to back off this point. No, he plays forward, and that risk just doesn't go in his favor, so Sunny Lee finds him. He's kind of captured in that area. Master finds him no problem, and E was right on the way to take that point as well. Pryor now. There's always a bigger fish. Oh, tries to discipline out 2 kills from it, but isn't quite there. Master with the gun difference takes a Bulldog to that knife fight, no problem.
And now 9-5. I'm pretty sure 1 DC from Mammoths last round, so.
Yep.
But they didn't have the bye, so it's not the worst round to win. Like, if it's a bye round, like this round is going to be the most pretty important here from Mammoths, so. I think Wolves have like 1 or 2 Bulldogs, have some Spectres, so we'll see that used. That's time they're going to be going A. Has it all lined up. Ooh, I think they got a couple on the silence feed there, maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, and a quick
just,
one.
E doing E things.
You doing neon things.
E on Neon is like just the little brother or sister that has way too much energy.
Yeah.
Just running at all times, running against the walls, everything, nonstop, does not ever falter.
Kinetic apprentice.
True.
Cats hiding in a strange corner, peeks out and finds
That's
one. We're
yeah,
not surprised.
and that's what he's doing all game.
Yep. It's interesting to see that these playstyles are like set in stone for these characters. Like they have personalities to the way they play.
And
Cats
then
pops up to find another.
Have all 3 for a round and win the round, so no surprise
Now,
there.
Just a big pressure here as Mammoths. They've forced Wolves to run out entirely of rounds they can give up now.
Yeah,
right? They have that.
Well, and this is Wolves' bye round now, so
Yes.
if the Mammoths beat them there, then obviously they don't have the eco to kind of keep that up. So if they win this round, I think that kind of, like you said, makes a lot more pressure on it because that 12th round, like the 11th round going into the 12th round, they're not going to have any money.
Yeah,
so.
that double-digit pressure that makes saving less difficult.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
less possible. Viable.
Ooh, Shoujo walls it up immediately. Can I get to kill the classic there?
Oh, E aggressing the pipeline to mid, just dumps the utility and then gets back out of there, leaves it to the team. Kinetic on low health.
He's just looking at his team.
He's just trying to
Oh,
survive.
he gave him the gun.
It's like, what do I do next?
Goes for his own gun, but dies immediately
Oh.
to Shoujo.
Yeah, tries to give up his gun and then just go charging in. Spike is in the hands of defense. They're right around the corner, though.
I like this use of the Mammoths using this wall right there to just keep spraying through because they know that like they have to do the spike eventually. And I think they should see this coming. Yeah, Shoujo was ready for that. Or sorry, Pryor was ready for that.
So Phantom Brother does not find his kill.
I think so my DC'd again.
Win con has changed a little bit.
I'll say he looked like a Yoru clone, so.
Oh, Phantom Brother almost had those 2. Does find one.
Oh, reconnected.
30 seconds left.
So much discussion in the chat. It's a veal hunt, and he is so far from the spike.
And, Mammoths definitely know, hey, even if they say AFK, we never believe that.
Yeah. Never believed that.
No, here's
Noise,
him.
though. Pryor, ready for this. Familiar in the ways of Sova. Stalking his prey. Feeling it out. Not going to get caught by the darts there. But
Yeah,
he
just going to
knows,
save.
Right, the spike is right there. He's low on options.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
down.
Pryor is ready for him because he did hear him and gets that 11-5 now. Mammoths are now 2 rounds away from winning it, and Wolves did buy last round, so they're not going to have too many credits here, or at least they have to have a save round.
Mammoths with only 2 ults and Wolves none. A little bit dry in the ult world, but that's how you want to finish, right? You don't want any ults unused at the end of the game, so Mammoths maybe looking to close this one out. They do have an op in hands. Going to streamline this defense, save for Kinetic.
Big silence there. I think literally hit almost everyone there. Oh, Sonny Lee with the operator, though.
That means that the silence has hit everybody. Right, they've identified all 5 players, meaning that Shoujo should be off of the B point pretty soon. Sure enough, Shoujo goes running. Pryor to find Master. So much gunfire. Pryor finds another, and he's already ready for the next one, but it's going to be Cats.
And that was a fast
It was
flawless there.
smooth. After that knife, too, they charged right into it.
And this time, Wolves will have the funds for this. They have the Tour de Force available. And they do have Viper Speed if they can get onto site, but that's been kind of the problem here is Mammoths keep picking them off, no matter where they might seem they, are going.
I mean, they could do something cheeky,
Yeah.
like drop it in front of B and make it harder to rotate away once they run to A, but it doesn't look like they're postured like that. They definitely want to just take this site and set that down.
Let's play.
Ooh, I was going to say forcibly taking the site with the Tour de Force could be a little tricky, but Phantom Membrane, find one fast. Our Phantom brother.
Mammoths are down one member here, though.
Toxin screen down.
Shoujo gets the kill onto E.
Sunny Lee finds VAL. They do not put that Viper's Pit down. They're moving out. Master running away with the treasure on his way to A.
All set up.
Oh, if he loses this 1v1, this round becomes near unwinnable. And, yep, Master
Spike
drops
down
the spike in the middle of A. Posture changes. Kinetic finds Shoujo. Wolves have to sprint over into uncharted territory. The Mammoths are just sitting on top of the spike. They have to enter with an op. It's difficult.
30 seconds left. One enemy
D-
remaining.
Kinetic does find the
1v2
1v1.
though.
Kinetic does find the 1v1. They have to play through this wall here, and they've
Great
got high
hot
pen
flash.
for it.
Oh, and
Into the hands.
Phantom Brother gets the last kill. Although Mammoths do have the eco to come back from this, though. They have a lot of eco
They do.
saved up.
And
So
that ult economy, too.
yeah. They saw the Viper's Pit and Empress, which both teams have literally not used this entire game.
They've been sitting on top of that. We've seen the Viper's Pit twice now.
Yep.
But that Empress neglected.
Very neglected. Here we go, though. Match point for the Mammoths. Can they do it? Wolves looking to kind of make as much as they can. They win 6 rounds in a row to get to that. And the Tour de Force come out from Sunny Lee. Playing in that mid nest, which has kind of been sitting there like a lot of this defensive half. And here we go. We're see the op battle. Ooh, Phantom Brother wins that one. Peeking into it always feels pretty good.
Going to pick up his utility, looking for
Oh,
a nice
3v3
reposition.
all of a sudden now, too. They got 2 picks on the side of A.
Yeah, and look at the staring match. Spike is right there. Oh, they're on the hunt.
Look where Katz is, though.
Yeah, Veal's got to get out of there with the Spike. They
Ooh.
found him. Spike
And
is
now
down.
Spike, yep.
Down A.
And Mammoths are sitting right on top of it. They got 2 around. It's going to be difficult for the Wolves
Oh,
to get
there
in.
it
Finally,
is.
Kinetic has found the X key.
Or whatever key it's on for them.
Yeah, whatever.
Player
Oh, instantly goes down, and just like that, KO
Oh.
Kinnan
Defenders
ends
win.
the game. And that is going to be it for them. And, of course, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, or game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights with our feature rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice, too. It's a great way to score exposure if you are looking to your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship, which, they take the game away from them. Hey, which congratulations. But now is the ICU player of the game. I mean, first game, obviously, I think Prestige won that on his stage performance for Ascent. That was insane. Second one is, definitely kind of hard in that split map. I think
Just give it to Halter.
yeah, a Halter's on it. Just give it to Halter. I think Zerg did a really good job
Zerg
there.
had a
I
big
think he had a
presence.
lot of big moments for them. So I think that was kind of like my go-to. But third game was kind of hard because Sunny Lee had a lot of good, moments. A lot of the last game of Mammoths had a lot of good moments. There wasn't like one player that kind of stuck out. I mean, I think Sunny Lee did a great job. I think Katz did a good job of kind of playing that lurker role. But we're going to kind of see who it ends up being here. Kind of showing his point of view. Oh, just kidding. Not
Oh.
just that was a little sneak peek or
Little
something.
sneak peek,
Maybe
yeah.
a little too early for you. Okay, we'll see. The Prestige going to kill this Prestige first map. So, okay. So it is going to be Prestige. Prestige is your player of the game here. The player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Prestige is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game, which, did a great job tonight on that first game.
Yeah.
Went insane. Played pretty well the second game as well, but, that 44 was pretty interesting. Had a lot of, shenanigans be done there, a lot of messing around. Third game, had a great, I think third game was probably our best like team play of the night. I think Mammoths did a great job of really playing together.
That's fair. We saw the Wolves really play together as well, too. And, I mean, with the 4v4, the dynamics are all just so different. But, no, Prestige did a great job on that Sage. We love seeing the Battle Sage. We love seeing those old-school maps with those old-school players. So that was good.
Absolutely. And congratulations to all of our teams on the excellent night of Valorant. The Barracudas continue to look strong against the alumni, though. The Wolves' young roster made a lot of noise in their show match. The Fall Championships are around the corner, and you don't want to miss any of that action. Make sure to join us next Monday at 6 p.m. EST. And, of course, we'll close out with our top 5 presented today by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills in real time with more than 10 jobs offering a $20K bonus and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.